Hey guys, so in this video we're going to set up new bow ability, which will be evade. So our character will jump backwards, but he will still be able to aim or shoot. And then what we can set up is that if we hit something during the evade, we will also slow enemies down. And this will be a little bit different setup than what we usually do. And that is because we need to blend the bottom half of the body this time to play the animations for jumping, and top half of the body will still play the aiming and drawing bow and firing and stuff. So first thing we need to do, there is a link in the description, you can download this ability evade. So import it to Unreal, change it to SK Mannequin, and this is just the character jumping, but it looks quite nice when he's flying kind of backwards. And as I said, we're only going to be using the bottom half because top half will be our bow animations. So we don't need to really change anything here, we just need to right click, create, and create anim montage from it. For now we're not going to change anything in the montage either. We're going to set up the ability. So let's go to third person, blueprints. I'll go to enumerator, then in the abilities we're going to add new one, and this one will be evade. I wanted to call it evade shot, but you technically don't need to shoot during this ability. You can, but you don't have to, so it will just be evade instead. And then let's go to blueprints, structs and deities, abilities, and here we're going to create a new row with the same name, which will be evade, and name will be evade, and description I'm not going to put it now. For testing, the cooldown will be like 5 seconds. Icon, I have created one for evade, which is kind of similar to all of my icons. So this one here, which is character jumping, and then color will be, actually I'll copy the color from rapid fire, so it's the same for the bow abilities. And then cost, this can be something low like mana, and 20 maybe because it's a defensive ability. And then requirements needs to be bow. For damage multiplier we don't need to do anything because, as I said, we can shoot or we don't have to, so it won't be shooting automatically. So we'll leave it at 1, and arrows needed 0. Save. And then let's go to ability components. So third person blueprints. I'll open the player because I don't have it open as well. And then here I can go to ability components, edit it, and now here we do have new ability evade. So we need to change this slightly because I have set it up on the bow to continue aim and set gameplay tag, but this actually won't work with the rapid fire the way I want it to work, because in rapid fire I want to customize how we're shooting, when we're shooting, and we don't actually have to shoot. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this to rapid fire only instead of just adding another exception for evade and stuff. So just select these two nodes, do Ctrl X, and move it in front of this rapid fire. Paste it here. It needs to have an owner as the target in both of them, and then connect it to from rapid fire to here. I'll just move it up, and then we can pack this to node as well, so it's not in the way. But actually first we will have to do this play montage. So copy the play montage and paste it, and then let's pack it to nodes. So select all of this, right click, collapse to nodes, and this one will be rapid fire. This key also I'll rename to ability. Move it up here, and we can change the color to green. So that's rapid fire, and now for evade. Okay, so move this animation up. This will just play animation on the skeletal mesh of the character, and we want to play this evade montage. It is very important here that we uncheck this should stop all montages, just because if we play evade, we don't want to stop if we're already aiming or anything like that. We want to keep playing it, so that's why it won't stop all the montages. But since this will be only playing on the bottom half of the body, it will still actually play because the bow is on top half of the body, so it will just blend together. So after that, what we want to do is, if you check this montage, or animation, you can see the root is staying on the same place. So if you play this animation, the character won't actually jump anywhere. It will stay on the same place. But instead of editing it in a sequencer, like we usually do, and editing the root, that will just cause us a lot of different issues because I tested it out. Better way would be to launch the character, because then we can control how far we can launch him, how far he can jump, and stuff like that. So to launch character, let's go back to ability component. We need to get the actual actor reference. It won't let us do it from the owner, because if you type in launch character, it won't find it because owner is not an actor reference. So just when we're using this ability, we will cast to player blueprint, or we could cast to character, that is the owner. But since at the moment or in the near future I'm not going to set it up on the enemies, on the character, it's casting to player is fine. So enemies will probably be using either different abilities or like different ability component, we'll see. So cast to player blueprint, and as player blueprint we're going to launch character, which will just basically launch the character in a direction you choose. You got the velocity here. So what we want to do is we want to, this time we can get the owner. So copy it, paste it, and we're going to get actor forward vector, which will get the forward vector. So we need to multiply it because we want to launch the character backwards. So we need to multiply it by negative value. So right click, convert to float, single precision. And instead of just doing -1 and then multiplying it by value we want to launch it by, we're just going to multiply this by like 1800 is the good value when I was testing it out. So I'm going to leave it at 1800. And then this will just launch character backwards, but we also want to go in a little arc, so up as well. So we need to add to this. So add. Again, we don't need to convert it to float this time because we only want to change the Z value by, I don't know, 600. So we'll add 600 to the Z and then launch the character. So this will actually launch us up and backwards. And then what we want to add after here is we need to set up the custom tag for if we are evading currently, because we will be using that on the right mouse button events and left mouse button events to make some exceptions. Because as it is set up now, we can't actually aim or shoot or do anything while we executing ability. So that's why we need to check if we are evading. So we can get owner again, paste it here, and we're going to add gameplay tag. Or is it set gameplay tag? Set gameplay tag message. And we need to add new tag. So on the character and on the checks, we're going to add sub tag, which will be character.checks. Is evading. Add new tag, and then we just need to select it. So character checks is evading. Alright, that will add the tag, and then we need to remove the tag on completed. So we need to get owner, and this time we'll remove gameplay tag message. That will be on completed, and we will remove is evading. Character actions is not action, sorry, checks is evading. Right, one thing that will happen here, this montage won't play fully, because as soon as the character lands, it will play the land animation that is default in the Unreal Engine, because we are actually launching character into the air. So he's falling, and then when he lands, he will play the land animation. So it won't actually finish always. It won't be completed unless we like jump off the cliff or something. So what we want to do is we want to do uninterrupted. We're going to remove gameplay tag. So interrupted will be where we actually land, and we'll remove gameplay tag, which is character.checks is evading. And then we also want to remove ability tag, because as I said, this montage might not finish, so we can't do it inside. So we will do it here from the owner. We will remove gameplay tag. You can just copy this. And this one will be character checks is executing ability. Alright, compile and save. Now we can actually test it out. So what we can do is, at the moment it won't be playing on the bottom half or the top half or anything, because we need to just do it. We need to set it up ourselves, but for now we can test it out by going to regular event graph, begin play, and we need to learn the ability. So I'll get this ability component again, copy this learn ability, and we will also learn evade. And now if we play the game, do feel like I forgot something. Let's see. Abilities, evade, equip the bow, press 1. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. What have I forgot? Right, okay, so I disconnected this thing here, the switch on the bow. It needs to go directly to this switch. Okay, that was probably it. So now when we play the game, try again, bow, arrows, equip the bow, equip the ability, and then if I press 1, there we go, I'm jumping backwards. But then what is happening is the character is finishing the whole montage before he is able to land. So what we're going to do is not actually getting interrupted, so we need to change the duration of that ability to match the jump. So in the ability component, we're going to do play rate. I think like 2.2 would be good, because that should be the duration of the how long the character flies. So I tested it with those values, so that should be fine. So 2.2, now abilities, fire, and now if I press 1, it finishes and the character actually lands nicely and smoothly. You just need to find the balance. If you want to launch character higher or longer, you need to slow down the animation and all the way around. So now he's landing and he's jumping backwards, but as you can see, it's playing on a whole body. So we don't want to do that. We want to do it only on the bottom half. So for that, we need to set up new slot. So we can do it in the montage. Go to anim slot manager, and here we're going to add new slot, and this one we will name lower body. Press enter. Now we'll create the new slot, and here we will change it to slot name lower body. And for now it won't do anything because we haven't set up this slot in the blueprint, in the animation blueprint. So let's open ABP Money. And here we need to rework this slightly. So what we need to do is we can drag this back or down and back, and we need to do one more layered blend per bone. Copy, paste it. This one here, we're going to change this spine to pelvis because that's the half of the body, and we're going to change the blend to 0. And that will just be default pose, and then here we will change between two different ones, which is if it's the blend pose, the regular one, not blend pose 0, we will connect the new slot, which we can just get this to, copy it, paste it, and connect it here. And this one we need to change to lower body. So this will go through the lower body, but if it's the upper body still, we will have to connect these blend poses by bool to this one, and that way it will go to both upper bodies depending on if you're aiming or not. If you're aiming, it goes through the aim offset. If you are not, then it just goes upper body. So this is the whole setup we need to do. Mesh, blend space, location, that's fine. Compile and save. And now the last thing that will give us trouble is the IK trace. I'll show you. So now it should be playing only on the upper body. The aiming and stuff won't be probably correct because we still need to do some changes to that. And I think my game just messed up, so abilities one more time. So I'm aiming, press 1, and you can see I keep aiming because it doesn't change my upper body animation. So I can actually rotate during this jump and aim. Oh, I even jump on top of the box. That's cool. We can actually step down while we're aiming, so you need to let go. But as you can see, it's obviously I can aim, rotate, and jump. So that's working fine, but now check the leg movement. It's like your legs are a little bit bended on the knees. It's trying to do IK trace basically. It's not turning off correctly, even though we are falling. So what we're doing here, we are falling, and then it should turn it off, but it doesn't work correctly. So what I did was inside the control rig, open it up. We do have this branch, and we're going to do it on a full IK node, because that is also doing the full IK, and that's what's causing it. So copy this branch, and here on the bottom we're going to connect it to execute, and then if the condition, which is should do IK trace, is true, we will do IK trace. If it's false, we won't connect anything, we'll just leave it as it is. Right, so it will be same exception as here. Compile and save. And now one more test is that when we play this ability, aiming or don't aim and press 1, you can see now I'm playing it correctly, that jump back, and it's not trying to attach the feet or anything. And that's working fine, but our IK trace should be still working. Let me just add some small step. Shapes, cube. There we go. It's still stepping normally and jumping normally. It's just turning off during that ability. And now there is few issues that we have, that if you let go while aiming during that ability, it will be stuck in that aiming state. Or if you fire, like jump, fire, and let go, you can see I'm stuck now. I'm not holding the right mouse button, and I'm slowed down as well. So we need to fix these issues, and that's why we set up the gameplay tag for is evading. We need to now go to player blueprint, and here in the combat component, combat graph, open it up. We need to do one exception here. So first we need to check if we are executing ability or boolean. So if you are not executing ability or boolean, we have gameplay tag, copy hashtag as well. We have gameplay tag which is evading. We can cancel right mouse button events, because at the moment basically if you're executing ability we can't get through this check. But if we do exception of do we have gameplay tag evading, yes, then it will return true and connect it here to this end. And then one more exception we will need is we need to stick it somewhere here. That is just because it at the moment here when we're turning off the animation, we're turning off any animation, but what will happen is it will turn off the jumping animation, not the one for aiming. So we will be still stuck in an aiming animation or firing animation or drone idle animation. So what we need to do is move this. This is probably the easiest way I found it to do it, even though I was trying to set this ability up in the animation blueprint as well, but this is much easier, and since we have everything set up in the montages, I want to stick to it. So here we will do one more check of this is ability evading. Add it here. And if it is, then we need to stop anim montage twice. because we might be playing the bow draw montage or bow drawn idle when we finish the drawing. So we need to stop both of them. So here, find bow draw montage. And here it will be bow draw drawn idle montage. So both of these we need to stop and then continue. On false, we will just skip this part. And then let me see on the firing. I think that should be all good. On the firing, I think this might be the only exception that I wanted to do. So compile and save. And now if I pick up the bow, equip the ability, let's say I'm aiming already, press 1. There we go, it didn't interrupt. Now let me try to shoot. So press 1, shoot, let go, and it didn't cancel it. So I messed up something, which is, let's see, so ability component, I'll be removing the gameplay tag, evading, is evading, yes. Ah, right, okay. So one more thing I forgot. So this one, we need to go to regular event graph again. And just return me to combat. I want to go to event graph, and here where we got the jumping and dodging, open it up, and here I've set up this event on landed, and what it's doing when we're landing, we're removing current action tag. So what happens is when we're using that ability and land from that ability, we remove current action tag, which is currently aiming, and then we can't cancel the aiming because it doesn't exist. So we need to do, again, we need to check the branch. So do a branch here, and we need to find out if we're currently jumping. So get gameplay tags, and we will do hashtag, sorry, not gameplay tag, current action tag. So if the current action tag equals character actions jumping, so only if the actual current action tag is jumping, then we remove the current action tag. Otherwise we won't. So this will prevent that issue of us stopping to aim. So now abilities one more time, and press 1. There we go. I even hit him. So press 1, let go. As soon as it's finishing firing, it ends the fire. I can even start drawing with the bow, press 1, let go. It's working fine. So now basically when this guy starts chasing me, I skip away and shoot him. It's quite hard to hit though, because the animation is very fast. So what we can do is we can slow down the time during that ability, and that will be in ability component. Here on the execution pin we will set global time dilation, and we will set it to like maybe 0.5 will be good. And then on completed or interrupted, we're going to set it back to 1. Set it back to 1. Where's the bow? So ability, equip the bow, and then press 1. There we go, it slowed down. It's a little bit easier to hit even if the guy is chasing me. My arrow wasn't ready. So yeah, if you had a really high attack speed, it's something you could probably even hit 2 arrows. Maybe not, because the animation is only like 1 second. You would have to have like 5 attack speed, but you can see that you can shoot arrows as you want. You can even should be able to switch arrows as well. This guy's got a stun. I only got 1 type of arrow, so I can't switch it, but you can. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the ability. Let me check what time we have. Okay, it's not actually that long yet, so I will add this slow that we can. So when we executing the dodge, evade, sorry. When we're executing evade and we hit something, we will slow them down. But for that, we need to set up the condition and an effect. So for condition, let's go to enumerators first. Blueprints, enumerators, and this one will be in condition, and condition will be evade slow. I want to call it evade slow because I don't want to use it on the enemy. This will be just on the player for evade slow. So evade slow, and we don't have one for effects. So then let's go to structs and deities. We will go to conditions again, and we will create new evade slow, and this one will be evade slow, or this one you can call it slow maybe. Here, description, I'm not going to put one there. Duration can be like, I don't know, 3 to 5 seconds, I would say. So 5 seconds. Condition icon, again, I don't have one for slow, so I'll just do maybe this anchor and change it to something like frost, since it's slow down. Something like that. And that will be evade slow. What else we need to do? We need to go to effects, data table, and here I'll add new one. And since this one is effect, I'll do also effect slow. Effect slow, no. This is just evade slow. Evade slow. Name will be slow. And effect chance will be 100% because if you hit something during the evade, it needs to actually apply that effect. So save it. And then we go to where? To conditions component. So go to components, conditions component. And first we're going to apply effect. We'll add new one here to the switch on name. We need to type in the evade slow, same as in the data table. So evade slow. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a condition which will be evade slow. So that is it for the effect. And then for the condition, that is done in the condition component, or just condition. Open it up. And here we're going to set condition. Oh my god, this also needs to be packed in the notes. Not going to do it now, but yeah, you can just wrap it in the notes as well. And then evade slow. Drag from it here. And what we need to do is first, actually, let's get owner. And we need to get component by class. This will be only applied to the enemy. As I said, only player can have evade slow. Regular slow we can set up on both, but evade slow can be only applied by the player. Because if we want to apply slow to the player, we will have to use the function that we have set up in the player, which is movement something. Otherwise the movement will be messed up when you like changing from block and going back, and then you have a slow. So this set movement speed, you will have to set it up here. I'll probably do it in one video as well, just not now. For now, in the condition, we will get component by class, which will be movement component, character movement component, and we need to set max walk speed. And same as all these conditions, we can turn it on and turn it off. So we need to do select. This is on. Copy it, paste it. So if the condition is on, true, we will reduce it by half, which by default I think is 500 on enemies. So I'll do 250, and when it's false, when it turns off the condition, we'll return it back to 500. And then we need to connect it to evade slow. Evade slow. There we go. And that's pretty much it. So we'll just reduce the speed by half. So that will be the condition. And now we need to go back to There is too many things open. We go back to ability component. And while this montage is playing, we're going to add effect to the player. So from the owner, we will add effect. Do we have something like that? Do we have learn effect or... right, we can get component by class, which will be conditions component. And we will add effects. And effect, we need to make data table row handle, select the effect, and type in the row name, which is await slow. And then we need to copy this part, and on completed or on interrupted, we're going to remove effect. So only while this duration is on, we will have a slow effect, and add it to effect. The same thing here, await slow. Alright, let's see if that works. So play the game. Now I'm going to shoot this guy. I'm going to just do iron arrow because I do have a stun as well. I have two. Okay, so I'll shoot this guy once. So as you can see, there is no effect, but if I evade and I miss, oh, damn it. Okay, let me try again with the lightning arrow. So again, there we go, and he slowed for 5 seconds. As you can see, that was working. So yeah, this is evade ability. I need to change my attack speed back on a bow because I'm drawing it really slowly. It's at the moment 0.5 from the last video. So it's not that much fun. Okay, there was a little bit of... It might happen that if you like stepping on... okay, there was this arrow in the way. So if there is like things, small objects in the way or something that might block you, it might probably look a little bit weird. But we'll fix it in the next animation, and we will check like for the collision and stuff, because I think now the video is quite long. So yeah, this is evade. I don't even have time to draw bow, honestly, because it's that slow. So I'll have to change it. Alright, so I hope you like this one, and I'll see you in the next. Bye!